been tracking these cicadas for the last few hours. So 2 of them have been here for most of the day. They've already left their exoskeleton, but the one on the left there has just started emerging from its exoskeleton. I watched the nymph crawling up the fence. I've been coming out every half an hour or so just to check on the progress. There's another couple I'll see if I can track down on the fence as well. So this is the next one here. So this one's actually hanging upside down on the fence, which probably helps it a little bit pull out of the shell. It is a very slow process, and I'll keep coming out to check on it, because eventually once they get out, they'll be next to the shell trying to dry their skin. And I'll see if I can find the other few. This is the third one. It hasn't actually started emerging from the exoskeleton yet, so we'll keep an eye on that one over the next few hours. So we've got some progress. So what they tend to do is kind of lean back in their shell to try to help them pull out. So we can see that that's what the top one is doing now. Let's see how the one that's hanging upside down goes. So it's a fair bit easier for this one, because it's already hanging upside down, so it really gets to help use gravity to pull it out. So I think it's actually made a little bit more movement than the first one, even though I think it actually started a little bit later. So here are the other 2. Well, actually there's 2 now. There was only this bottom one before. We've just been joined by another one. The first one has just started. Let's see if I can get a little bit more light on it. Oh, too much light. It's just started emerging from that crack in the exoskeleton, and this one here hasn't started yet. So it is a slow process. I'm going to try to keep an eye on it over the next few hours, and we'll see how we go. So this is a completely different section of the garden. This is actually under a tree house. And this one has already got its wings drying. So it must have started a little bit before. But if we just look up here, we've got another one that's at the same stage as the others, just sort of upside down, sort of almost pulling out of the exoskeleton. So it means that we're not too far away, I think. If I can just step back, we can see both of them there. I'm attracting the moth with all the light. So yeah, so quite a few. I saw another one up a tree that was getting ready to go as well. So it really is the night tonight. Well, this is my favourite cicada tree, and I'd been keeping an eye on it, but I hadn't really seen anything happening. And I've had another look, and I've got one of those really small species that were the first ones to start coming out. They're really tiny. You can just see it there, half out of its shell. And then we've got a few old shells. This one in the middle here is just starting to pull itself out. We can see it just moving a tiny bit. And I've rescued a couple off the lawn. This one in the middle here is just getting settled. So far more amazing when I get a closer look. And also, I'll see if I can point up the tree and see the one that's right up the top. I think you can just see it there, half upside down, emerging from its exoskeleton. This is the second lot from the original fence, and the one on the left hadn't even started emerging when we started filming. So it's really come a long way in that short period of time. And the one just up the top here still hasn't quite started yet. Well, definitely gravity has helped, because this is the first one we started filming and is still struggling to get out of the exoskeleton. But we'll have a look at the one that was hanging upside down, and it has made great progress. So this one here, just having been upside down, just allowed a little bit of extra momentum to pull itself out of its exoskeleton. And it is now hanging on to that exoskeleton, and it will start to sort of try to pump fluid into the wings. So you can see at the moment those wings are really, really sort of shriveled, and they've got to extend those wings and dry them before they can take off. And we're actually going to look back over to the treehouse, which we saw one that had already started that process. Before we head over there, just looking at that other one that was on the fence from the beginning of the video. And again, it's made really good progress as well. It's quite far out of the shell, but the other one that was next to it still hasn't actually started emerging at all. So I'll keep an eye on this one in the morning to see what happens. But this one has made quite big progress, and you can really see how far it's come out of the shell there. So now I'll head over to the treehouse for our last shot of one that has already started drying its wings. So this is the one from the treehouse that has fully emerged. It's drying its wings. From about the last half an hour, we can see how much straighter they are. And of course, the one that was just above it is getting there, almost fully emerged. You can see those wings all curled up there. And finally, from the treehouse, there was one when we first started that hadn't started emerging, but has just started coming out of that exoskeleton as well. It is absolutely incredible. I'm really glad I got out tonight to check all these out. Thank you for all your patience with catching all of the different stages of the video here. It's been absolutely incredible, and I'll try to get some more videos as we go ahead as well. So yes, cicada season has definitely started in my backyard.